Breaking, the report has just come in and it's official, folks. This has to get out. Please share, share, share. On Sunday, journalist and attorney Mike Cernovich tweeted that former Obama National Security Advisor Susan Rice was responsible for the unmasking of officials in President Trump's campaign. Cernovich has just published a report on the subject. Medium.com reported Susan Rice, who served as the National Security Advisor under President Obama, has been identified as the official who requested unmasking of incoming Trump officials. Cernovich Media can exclusively report. The White House Counsel Office identified Rice as the person responsible for the unmasking after examining Rice's document-long requests. The reports Rice requested to see are kept under tightly controlled conditions. Each person must log her name before being granted access to them. Upon learning of Rice's actions, H.R. McMaster dispatched his close aide Derek Harvey to Capitol Hill to brief Chairman Nunes. Quote, unmasking is the process of identifying individuals whose communications were caught in dragnet of intelligence gathering. While conducting investigations into terrorism and other related crimes, intelligence analysts incidentally capture conversations about parties not subject to the search warrant. The identities of individuals who are not under investigation are kept confidential for legal and moral reasons. Under President Obama, the unmasking rules were changed, Circa originally reported. As his presidency drew to a close, Barack Obama's top aides routinely reviewed intelligence reports gleaned from the National Security Agency's incidental intercepts of Americans abroad, taking advantage of rules their boss relaxed starting in 2011 to help the government better fight terrorism, espionage by foreign enemies, and hacking threats, Circa has learned. 3 people close to President Obama, including his, quote, fall guy for Benghazi, Susan Rice, had authorization to unmask. Among those cleared to request and consume unmasked NSA-based intelligence reports about U.S. citizens were Obama's National Security Advisor Susan Rice, his CIA Director John Brennan, and then Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Not even mainstream outlets denied that some Trump officials had been spied on, with the New York Times reporting. Washington, a pair of White House officials helped provide Representative Devin Nunes of California, a Republican and the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, with the intelligence reports that showed that President Trump and his associates were incidentally swept up in foreign surveillance by American spy agencies. According to the Washington Post, there were 3 sources for the reports, while Michael Ellis ultimately being blamed by Washington Post and Angry Patriot. What's striking about the Times story is the spin it took. Trump had previously claimed he had been, quote, wiretapped, quotation marks, in his original tweet, leading to media screams that he prove it. The Times' own reporting proves that President Trump and his associates were spied on. The Times, rather than admit Trump had been vindicated, instead focused its attention on the question of who leaked the reports to Nunes. Since disclosing the existence of the intelligence reports, Mr. Nunes had refused to identify his sources, saying he needed to protect them so others would feel safe going to the committee with sensitive information, which makes total sense. In his public comments, he has described his sources as whistleblowers trying to expose wrongdoing at great risk to themselves. Since when did journalists attempt to unmask sources? The Times, Washington Post, and other outlets rely on anonymous sources in nearly every article about national security. It's clear they have an agenda. That agenda is not telling the truth. This reporter has been informed that Maggie Haberman has had this story about Susan Rice for at least 48 hours and has chosen to sit on it in an effort to protect the reputation of former President Barack Obama. This shouldn't surprise anyone. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you for watching.